Howdy, folks. Today on Hopped Up, we're going to be reviewing Bo and Luke from Against the Grain. It's a good one, classic to the Duke boys.
Welcome to Hopped Up, where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. I am Ben, there is Jay, and Andy, of course, is locked away in his attic yet again. Appreciate you checking us out today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell to get notified of our videos in the future. And you can also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The links are in the description below. Well, boys, what are we going to be drinking today?
So today we're going up to Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to go to Against the Grain. And this is a very unique beer, Bo and Luke. It's an Imperial smoked stout, aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels, supposedly Pappy Van Winkle barrels, for 3 months. It comes in at a very stout 13.0 ABV. Andy, I don't know if you had the IBUs. I
83.
I figured it was up there somewhat. I've had this before, but I don't know that either of you guys have. So I think you're in for a special treat tonight. So y'all want to crack it, and we'll try this one out because it's a full pint of 13.0.
Yeah, I don't know if this one is technically legal in our state. So I think the highest you can at least purchase in our state is 10. So, but what they don't know won't hurt them, especially when we're dealing with a Bo and Luke Dukes of Hazzard beer. Been in trouble with the law, so I think it's fitting for us.
Hey, they're bootleggers, so
Exactly. Man, I can smell that a foot away from my nose already.
Yeah.
It's very rich, very thick,
very dark.
Yeah.
You can so it's when they described it, they said they made it out of bourbon ingredients, so barley, rye, corn, and they smoked it with cherry wood. And
you can get all of that in there if you
there's a little sweet, that sweet fruity, a little fruity smell to that. A couple times I've picked up
some of that cherry wood on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cheers, mates.
Yeah. Cheers, mates.
Cheers.
You can taste that one.
Yeah, that one definitely socks you.
So they have several tap rooms, and I was lucky enough to be in the area last October. Got to visit one of their tap rooms, and they actually have a smokehouse along with it. They do some really cool things. They had a pork belly on a stick. I think you guys, us all being former Ole Miss guys, we had the chicken on a stick. Well, they had the thick pork belly, piece of bacon about 8 inches long on a stick that had been smoked and candied, and it was to die for. So
as reading about it, it's interesting. They were 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember how many. And they were all working at a brewery in Louisville. And I like the quote on the website. They were doing what they loved, but not what they wanted. So they said their brewery, they're just making just the pretty much the standard or basic session or stouts, things like that. And they're like, these guys wanted to add some flair to their beers. And so they tabbed themselves as Louisville's first brewer-owned brewery, and started in 2011.
Yeah.
And this beer, interestingly enough, I was reading their original one when the first Bo and Luke was a collaboration with a brewery in the Netherlands, the Brewery de Molen. They brought that the owner of that brewer over to help them, and I think the original one, and then from there, I think they could take it over and didn't need the collaboration further. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and they have some really cool beer names and great can art, as you can see. I mean, the can and then the corner down there. So
they give their beer, so all the characters on the beer are part of their family. And so the guy with the skull, that his name is Dark, and the guy in the cowboy hat, his name is Smoke, I believe, from reviewing their website. And the descriptors of all their family are pretty nice. So I like how they went on their website, and just their creativity is everywhere, all over it, and it's all over their beer, and it's in the beer, and so it's a pretty good one.
You would love their brewer pub as well. Their tap room there in Louisville. On one whole wall is a mural of the entire brewing process outlined into a mural, which is really cool.
That's pretty cool.
And also the can points out that this should have hints of caramel, vanilla, and spice. And so just something to look out for as well. One other thing I noticed on the can is it points out the art and design by robbiedavis.com. So that's a link we'll add into the description if you want to check that out as well. Be sure to do that.
Another good tag. Yeah.
You definitely pick up some caramel. And, you know, I'm guessing that's cherry wood, that kind of fruity, sweet flavor that
it is
that you get. But then I was kind of curious, almost a little hesitant, leaning into it when I saw the 13% aged in 3 months in bourbon barrels. It doesn't have a real obnoxious boozy taste.
It's
very pleased. It's subtle.
Yeah, we get Kentucky bourbon barrel ale around here. I don't know if you guys do, but that one has a lot more pop to it from the bourbon flavor. And there are several others around where they age them in bourbon barrels, and it has that over the top boozy or the over the top bourbon or other flavor. I think you're exactly right. That cherry wood cuts it. I mean, we in another channel that I have, I'm part of a competition barbecue team, and when we smoke with cherry wood, it's used just for that. It adds that sweetness to like a chicken, and it enhances that flavor just like this. It's a great combination.
Now, wait a minute, Jay. When you signed your contract with us, you were going to be exclusive to Hopped Up Beer Review. So we're going to have a discussion offline about that.
Yeah, there we go. You'll be our lawyers will be in touch with you.
But yeah, I think that the other thing, I agree with you that it doesn't have the punch that the boozy punch that some of the other barrel aged stouts that I've had does. It does have that bitter on the back end. That is obviously. We pointed to those IBUs at the beginning of that 83. Those do come through and kind of bite you on the back end a little bit, but not overly obnoxious for somebody who's not a big fan of the bitters in that way.
Well, are we ready to rate it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Ben, you go first.
You beat me to it. So I kind of just gave my spiel on what I get out of it. I think overall 13 ABV. Again, it doesn't taste like a 13 ABV. Compared to some of the other lower ABVs that I've had that have that more boozy bite to them. So for that reason, I like it. I think it's got a lot of interesting flavors with that cherry wood, and then with the bitter on the back end. All in all, I really like it. Really great flavor to me. I'm going to give it an 8.
I've had it before, so I know where I stand with it, Andy. I'll let you jump in.
Let's see. Ben, same sentiment to me. But I'm a big fan of stouts, and when I was reading what it was to be, smoke, the ingredients of bourbon, and then the cherry wood, and then I was very intrigued, and I had my hopes up a lot, and it did not disappoint me. And my hopes were up, but I was also very hesitant about the alcohol taste. I mean, I like, again, alcohol, but I don't want to just be bombarded with, a boozy taste, an alcohol taste. And it doesn't do that. And it's subtly in there. And so that helps, that raises the score for me. And you get all the flavors of the stout. So I'm going 8.5 on this. This is a great one.
Wow. I'm pleased to hear that from you guys. I'm glad I got to introduce this to all of us. It's one that I really enjoyed the first time I had, and going to their brewery and experiencing that. One I wanted to share with everyone. I completely agree with everything you guys have said. It's a great stout, has a smoke flavor, not too boozy. You got just the right amount of a bourbon flavor, not overpowering. It's not one you can sit there and drink one after the other, but having one of these when you're having a night when you're only having one, it's perfect. Or if there's a dessert that you're going to top something off, maybe this might do it. But so my rating of this is a 9. I really like it. Always have since the first time I tried it several months back, and wanted to be able to share it with you guys. So I'm pleased that we're able to do that.
All right, cue the fireworks. That gives us an 8.5 for Bo and Luke from Against the Grain out of Louisville, Kentucky. Anything 8.5 or higher from all three of us that averages out that way, we put on our wall of fame. So Bo and Luke has made it there along with some other beers at this point. So definitely one, if you see out in the wild, you should definitely make it a point to pick up, give it a shot. If you've had Bo and Luke, be sure to let us know what you think about it in the comments. Let us know, if you agree, and we'd be delighted to hear your comments as well on it. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers the notification bell. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Appreciate you guys checking us out again, and cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.